Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be going ahead and doing a build showcase, so something a little bit different. But this project here in front of us is way too big to do a tutorial on, so I figured it is big enough that I think it warrants its own video, and it's one of my best projects I think to date. I absolutely love the way this thing came out, and for all of you wondering what this actually is, this right here is the Artemis 1 SLS launch platform. And the Artemis program is a new program by NASA that is actually launched the first rocket as like a test, I think last year. And it's a project to send humanity back to the moon. So a really cool project, and we'll see, how it proceeds and all that stuff. I think Artemis 3 is supposed to be the actual launch, and I think that's supposed to be coming here in the next few years. But overall, it's a pretty awesome thing, and I've always loved this platform. I was heavily inspired to build it again after I did start it a long time ago in a 2:1 scale. Never finished it. It was on the old model world for those of you that were familiar with the model world. But this version here is in a 1.5:1 scale for the most part. Could be off a little bit because there really is not a whole lot in terms of information regarding it. There's dimensions for the bottom platform, but other than that, everything was guesstimated from there on up. Even the Artemis rocket itself, there is no dimensions for. So I think it came out really good for the lack of dimensions to really go off of, and I'm really excited to show it to you all. Now, there is going to be a download in the video description, so if you do want to download this for yourself, you can go ahead and head over to my Planet Minecraft page, which will be that link, and it will be available to download on that page. If you unfortunately are not on Java, you will not be able to download this build and use it, but you can definitely view it in the 3D viewer on Planet Minecraft itself if you want to as well, or just watch this video and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. But again, this is one of those builds that's just way too big to do a tutorial, and I'm sure many of you are sane enough to realize that, yeah, this would be a terrible tutorial for me to do and for you to follow. So that is why we are going to be going ahead and forfeiting doing that. But I think the build itself is just really nice as a standalone project, and something that I think deserved a video to show you guys everything that's been done on it and all the details. Now, with that, let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, this is built using a resource pack. The resource pack is going to be linked in the video description. So if you do end up downloading this, I would recommend downloading that pack with it, because things will look a little different if you are viewing this in default. So just keep that in mind going forward. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the structure in the system. Now, in this download, you will have both the version without the crawler. As you can see, we have the NASA crawler version over there, and then we have the version without the crawler. So this is just it sitting standalone, kind of in its ready to launch position, and all that. Now, with that, let's go ahead and dive in here to first take a look at this platform that has the the support legs. It's not kind of in transit, so to say. So starting off with, we have the platform here. It's held up by these 6 legs right here. Really kind of straightforward stuff. Most of it's modular, so it's designed to just basically be connected to and from support equipment on the ground. So you see we have these giant tubes that go up into the structure and connect up to what I presume are the giant water sprayers that spray down the platform when the rocket launches, just to avoid fires and stuff like that, or keep the gas down or something. I don't know the exact specifics. I'm not a rocket engineer, so I don't know, but that would be my guess. There's also tons of piping and tubing all along the sides here for the different stuff that they would be pumping around the platform. This platform is also completely accessible, so all you would need to do is create some kind of staircase or whatever that leads up to this base here. But you can see here we have staircases and catwalks and all that stuff that lead all the way up here into the top here. So there's definitely a lot of accessibility, and you can pretty much climb your way all the way up to the top of the build if you really wanted to as well. And again, we have more of the piping and all that. some of the support structures and stuff, and these little boxes here, which, who knows what they house, but some sort of equipment and all that. And then we have, again, more piping around the back here that wraps around. We have one of the entrances into the platform itself. Again, there's no real information on what it looks like inside, so I went ahead and just left it just as a blank door there. But again, you have all this piping here that runs up to the top of the tower, and so that goes all the way around here. And if we keep going, got again a lot more little detail piping stuff. This one here is a little bit more of the detailed section. Again, we have those massive white pipes there, but we also have a lot of the platforms that you can walk up and walk around, and there's like some different piping and stuff like that, detail going on in here and all that. So lots of great detail, to say the very least. And then on the front here, we do have the Artemis logo. So this is the logo for the mission itself. Artemis has like the moon. It's a really cool logo, and I think I did a pretty good job recreating it in Minecraft. So really happy with the way that came out. And then again, we have two little doors there to access the platform as well. And of course, we can't forget the American flag on the platform. So that is the platform itself, the standalone version. There's really nothing going on at the bottom of it. Just you have the massive openings here for what would be the thrust, and you can see a good view up actually into the nozzles there for the engines. So that's kind of a cool view there. Then going over to the other version, that's the transit version. This one here has the NASA crawler under it. And there is a whole separate Planet Minecraft post if you do want to scroll through my page a little bit that does show the NASA crawler kind of by itself. And maybe that'll be a showcase video in itself if I decide to do that. But we have basically the NASA crawler here on the bottom. It's a little hard to see just due to the shading and the darkness, but you can see it's pretty much what they would use to transport the space shuttle to and from the positions that to launch it. So really cool stuff for that. And I can actually fly over here real quick if I wanted to and just kind of show you the crawler by itself real quickly if you are interested in what the crawler itself actually looks like. But yeah, this is also on my Planet Minecraft page. I haven't created a download, but I might create a download here as I do the SLS platform as well. So, but yeah, that's the NASA crawler, and that is what is underneath the transport version of that pad. With that, we're going to go ahead and then dive into taking a look here at the top of the pad. Again, we have these sprayers, I believe, of water. Some of the spotlights here on the bottom, just some real miscellaneous stuff going on with that. We also have these like support structures here, which has like a lot of tubing and stuff like that goes into the rocket. My guess is it's probably some sort of fueling, but I really am not too sure, if I'm being honest, what it's designed for. But it has some sort of little scaffolding that's holding a bunch of tubing and stuff that goes into the rocket. So very interesting stuff there. Then we have basically just all the little walkways that lead up here on both sides. You have kind of the base here of the tower, which we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, pretty bare bones on the top here, but realistically, that's how it would be. You don't want your rocket just scorching everything of value on top here. And right here, you can see the little supports here that actually hold the rocket. So the rockets actually sit on these little supports here that basically just balance the rocket up. It's kind of wild how it sits and it doesn't fall over, but NASA engineers figured out a way, so good for them. But that is what we have going on there for that. And then we have the rocket itself. Now, this here is the Artemis rocket system. This is done a little bit differently than what the first launch showed. This is kind of an artist rendition with the side boosters. The side boosters themselves were just kind of plain white with some black lines on them for the actual launch, but I went ahead and did a little bit more than that. They had this really cool design I loved, and basically, as you can see here, we have this really nice kind of design on it, which I think complements the Artemis rocket itself very well, and just overall creates a really cool design. So you have these massive boosters, which are kind of like the first stage. They pretty much get the rocket off the ground and detach, and then the rocket itself continues to propel itself upwards. So lots of good detail, lots of really good coloring and stuff like that on it, and very happy with the way that came out. And then you have the main rocket itself, which is the orange portion here you can see. This one is where the capsule is located up on the top, and is basically the main rocket that's going to go all the way up into space and detach along the way. But yeah, really cool stuff for that, and we'll take a closer look there at the very top capsule as well. once we get going through the tower there. But yeah, the rocket itself, pretty cool standalone build, but yeah, it looks awesome interconnected here with the tower itself. Now, with that mentioned, let's go ahead and dive into taking a look at the tower. Now, I'm not going to go for each platform individually because that would just take forever, but a lot of the platforms are pretty bare bones. There really isn't too much going on, and as you can probably imagine, the tower itself really lacks a lot of reference in terms of what each platform has and what it looks like. And for me, being extremely detail-oriented, wanting to make everything perfect, it was a little bit of a pain for me to try to figure out what was going where and what was working with what, but I think I did a pretty decent job for what it is. But on this right side here, we have the main kind of bundle of different fueling lines that are I say fueling, but they could be they could be anything, whatever they're using in the rocket itself. But you have all your different lines and stuff like that, and they kind of intertwine with these platforms where you can see we have the different cables and tubing that pop off the sides. They kind of interact with those as well. So you'll see that the tubing kind of comes in and tubing comes out over here. So I really like that feature. You can kind of actually see where the lines are going and kind of make some sense out of everything. But yeah, you have your giant piping that runs up the side here of the rocket. On the back here, we do have some piping as well. Definitely not too extensive, just kind of here and there. And then on this other side here, we pretty much don't have much going on. We have this red pipe, which I think is something to do with like the fire line or something, for if they're firing, sprinkler system or something like that. But it goes and it connects all the way to the bottom of the platform. But that's kind of the main note there. The different platforms are, some of them are the same, a lot of them are different, but some of them will have like these little structure places in them. And some of them have like little walkways you can go out of. I think this one up here, you can actually go from this platform and walk out to this little maintenance platform as well on top of this extension with all this tubing and stuff. But yeah, really cool stuff there. Again, all these hoses and pipes and all that, they come out from somewhere and they lead somewhere, so they don't just kind of vanish out of thin air. And there also is a staircase that goes all the way up to the structure, to the very top. So if you do want to, really the only option is to walk, but if you want to actually walk up all the way to the top, you can. As you can see, this staircase goes all the way up the structure itself. And I'm not going to go through the staircase. It's really self-explanatory. If you want to walk up it, you're more than welcome to. I'm just going to try to take a look at some of the key things. So first we have like one of these, again, little extensions that has like some tubes that go into the rocket itself. And then going up, we have some of the supports here that I'm sure stabilize the rocket and keep it from falling over on itself. And then we have, again, another one of those tubing systems here. And again, we have the orange hoses, and you can see the hose leads in there. And then you have your white hose here, which actually goes down to the level below it. And you can actually see here from this level, it actually flows through. So again, those little details where everything just kind of flows and, there's stuff going on is really cool, I think. We have this little platform here that I don't really know what it's used for, but it can basically extend out to the side and kind of act as like a walkway or extend toward the rocket. I think this platform was used for other rockets, so it's kind of just a leftover thing from that. Or maybe it's for like actual when it's inside the NASA space, or basically rocket building center that they have, interconnections or something. Who knows? But we have that kind of can swing out here and there if you needed to. Again, more buildings and structures up here. This right here is one of my favorite little extensions. It has a lot of cables. I imagine probably a lot of like electrical power supply, stuff like that. It's really close to the capsule here. But yeah, really cool looking structure here. It's scaffolding. Really love the way it came out, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'll let it speak for itself. It's pretty awesome. So that's really cool there. And then going up here, we have another one of these little scaffoldings that fuels up or connects up to the top there of the capsule. And at this point right here, we actually have the walkway that will actually take you to the capsule itself. So you can actually come up to this level here, and it's like your fourth level from top, and you can actually walk up here, and you can go through this this kind of catwalk area, and this right here will take you all the way to the capsule. So you walk in here, and boom, you have basically what would be the access to the capsule. Now, obviously, I don't have anything designed for the capsule in the interior. If something comes out later on, maybe I'll update it. But most likely, if really what it's going to come down to is you can go through and add it yourself if you are really adamant about doing some kind of interior for it. So yeah, that's that right there. And of course, we have some more like detail here of like some piping and stuff like that that runs on top of it. And we even have like this little crane here, because I think this actually will fold up when the rocket launches, if I remember correctly, or it just spins out. But basically, you just have this kind of support here that helps support the whole platform as a whole. And there's even a little walkway here on the bottom as well. So lots of really good detail in that, and trying to get it as accurate as possible. And then the platform above it, you do have this little extension on the back here. I don't really know what it's for, but it is present on the tower, so it is here on the build. And then continuing on up, this is going to take us pretty much almost all the way up to the top here. Again, going through the different walkways and stuff, and this takes you to the very top of the tower. Again, really not anything crazy up on top here. From pictures, it doesn't really seem like there's anything going on except for the top of the elevator shaft. But you can kind of just stand up here and take a look down and see the rocket itself just in all of its glory. It's a really awesome build, and there's really pretty much all I can say about it. Like, you're just gonna have to go through and walk through yourself, see all the little details here and there, and all that. But that's really kind of it for the showcase of it. I didn't want to do something super in depth because there's really no need to. And with that, guys, that's going to wrap up my showcase here for the Artemis 1 SLS platform. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you do like these type of little showcases for some of my larger builds, definitely be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Or if you would like to see showcases like this for maybe like some big series of vehicles, like I built pretty much the entire Striker family. So if you want to see a video like a showcase of the entire Striker family of vehicles, definitely be sure to let me know. I can definitely do that. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think about these videos, and if you are downloading it, definitely be sure to let me know, and head over to my Planet Minecraft and leave a diamond and a favorite on the project on there as well. But if you did enjoy this type of content, definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely tell me by leaving a like and a comment. It really helps support me, and lets me know that you guys are happy with the return of Minecraft videos, and happy of seeing this type of content. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.